Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to again participate in this very meaningful part of the Desert Bighorn Council's biennial gathering. On behalf of the Council's Awards Committee, which is composed of Rick Brigham, Bruce Garlinger, and me as the chair, it is our privilege to announce those being recognized for their contributions toward the conservation and management of desert bighorn sheep. This year, 3 awards are being presented. During normal years, the awards presentations take place during the annual banquet, which obviously cannot occur this meeting of the Desert Bighorn Council. In addition to that change, there is an important aspect to the awards presentation this year. What the committee found to be especially meaningful is that multiple nominations were submitted for each of the 3 recipients being recognized. As a result, the awards committee was unanimous in its conclusion that the nominees were appropriate and deserving, and that each warranted the special recognition for their contributions as presented by their peers. Thus, it is our privilege to announce the following selections. The first awardee is the recipient of the Council's honor plaque. In the nominations, it was emphasized that organizational leadership, internal staff, and the collaborators have worked cooperatively and enthusiastically to ensure that the largest national wildlife refuge in the lower 48 states remains a sanctuary for desert bighorn sheep. This collaborative effort resulted in the preparation and implementation of a comprehensive management plan that will help to ensure the future of those iconic ungulates in this incredible and special place. While none of us are able to predict what special interest politicians may decide in the future, the Desert Bighorn Council Honor Plaque is presented to the Desert National Wildlife Refuge for its leadership in the collaborative effort to protect habitat and to ensure the integrity of the refuge. Amy Sprunger, who has managed the refuge for the past 20 years and played a major role in this collaboration, will accept the honor plaque on behalf of the Desert National Wildlife Refuge. The award reads as follows. The Desert Bighorn Council Honor Plaque is presented to the Desert National Wildlife Refuge for its exemplary role and leadership in the conservation of desert bighorn sheep. The Desert Bighorn Council recognizes the Desert National Wildlife Refuge for its exemplary role and leadership in elevating the conservation of desert bighorn sheep to an unprecedented level and consistent with the purpose for which the refuge was created. To that goal, an interagency management team was established in 2019 as a collaborative partnership among the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Nellis Air Force Base, the Nevada Department of Wildlife, and the U.S. Geological Survey. Under the leadership of the Fish and Wildlife Service, the interagency management team has developed and is now implementing an adaptive management plan designed to support a viable metapopulation of desert bighorn sheep and its habitat at the Desert National Wildlife Refuge in perpetuity. Presented at the 56th meeting of the Desert Bighorn Council, April 2021. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Amy for a few words.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy Sprunger, the Refuge Manager at Desert National Wildlife Refuge. I do have a few notes here, so I'm going to refer to those as I accept this honorable plaque. It's my sincere honor to accept this award from the Desert Bighorn Council on behalf of our interagency management team that we assembled for the purpose of creating a plan for the protection of desert bighorn sheep and their habitat on Desert National Wildlife Refuge. Our team members blended biological staff from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Nevada Department of Wildlife, U.S. Geological Survey, and the U.S. Air Force to write a sheep management plan for monitoring and implementing protocols associated with sheep and their habitat. The effort by all team members to come together and put in long hours over the course of only a year to develop this plan is commendable, and we all appreciate this special recognition. The plan helps move sheep management forward in a collaborative fashion, even as staff come and go. This refuge has a solid foundational history in desert bighorn sheep research. Many of you may not realize that a great deal of early sheep research was conducted on Desert Refuge by the late Charles Hanson, his predecessors, and his successors. Their work laid the groundwork for all of us in this field. I plan to retire in a few months after having the privilege of working here for 20 years. And I must say that receiving this honor for our team and for this refuge is a true highlight and a wonderful cap to my career. So again, thank you to the DBC for this special award.
This year, the Council's Desert Ram Award is being presented to an individual that has spent the past 30 years working to enhance conditions for desert bighorn sheep and their habitat in one of the most arid regions of North America. This person became involved with the Council in about 1980, and like many of us, has remained in the desert his entire career. As with other award recipients this year, he received multiple nominations from his fellow Council members, something that emphasizes the important role that he has played in the management and restoration of desert bighorn sheep. During his long career with the Nevada Department of Wildlife, he became known for his ability to work collaboratively with a multitude of agencies and individuals to help ensure the future of desert bighorn sheep, the conservation and enhancement of their habitat, and further, to provide opportunities for public use of that important resource, not only in Nevada, but across the West. In one of the letters of nomination, he was described as being the ultimate team player with expertise in organizing capture crews, volunteers, other employees, and other agencies to achieve maximum success for the conservation of desert bighorn sheep. This year, it is our privilege to announce that Pat Cummings is the recipient of the Council's Desert Ram Award, the text of which reads as follows. The Desert Bighorn Council recognizes Patrick J. Cummings with the Desert Ram Award for decades of service to the people of Nevada, for your efforts to ensure the future of desert bighorn sheep throughout the Silver State, and for many years of service to the Desert Bighorn Council. Throughout your career, you have contributed unselfishly toward habitat enhancement, population assessments, translocations, disease surveillance, and research, and are greatly respected by your peers. You are well known as a team player, and your collaborative work with state and federal agencies throughout the West is widely recognized and greatly appreciated. Presented during the 56th Desert Bighorn Council, April 2021. And Pat, congratulations. And I'd like to offer you the opportunity now to say a few words. Thank you for the privilege of announcing this.
Good morning, all. I'm Pat Cummings, a field biologist with the Nevada Department of Wildlife. I am extremely honored to be receiving such an important award, the Desert Bighorn Council's Desert Ram Award. When Clay Brewer called me a little over 2 weeks ago and said to me that I was nominated for and will be recipient of the Ram Award, I was absolutely stunned. I don't know how long there was silence on the phone. I'm totally grateful for the recognition I've received for my work. I sincerely appreciate the people who thought to nominate me, and I very much appreciate Vern Blake and the award committee. I need to point out that emblazoned on the award are achievements, all of which were only possible by working closely with others who shared my passion in working to conserve such a magnificent species. And quite a number of you are watching this video. And I thank you for your assistance, for your guidance, and for being reliable. My work with desert bighorn sheep began in the summer of 1987, trapping sheep with drop nets in certain coves along Lake Mead. In working with Dan Delaney and Craig Stevenson, I was inspired by their dedication, passion, and professionalism. It was at this time, when I was alone, I just moored the sea skip in Boulder Wash. The lower reaches of narrow, high-walled canyon. I was intent on baiting one of the drop net sites. Moments after I cut the noisy engine, it was so quiet. I remember hearing a canyon wren some distance off. There was a loud crack. It echoed in the canyon, followed by another crack and another echo. It was a primal sound, majestic, a little haunting. That was the only time I ever got chills, when it was 115 degrees. It was the early experiences as a summer intern that pointed me in the direction of desert bighorn conservation. Well, in closing, let's remember how important it is to support our young people who will follow in our footsteps. Thank you.
In addition to the awards just announced, another individual received multiple nominations for recognition, but specifically for his dedication and service to the Desert Bighorn Council. This person was first elected to the council's tech staff in the year 2000 and has served the council as a member of that body continuously since that time. In addition, he was elected chair of the tech staff in 2015, a position that he has held for the past 6 years. He recently has announced his retirement in terms of formal service to the Desert Bighorn Council. In recognition of his long-term devotion and contributions to the Desert Bighorn Council, it is our privilege to announce that the Council's honor plaque is awarded to Clay Brewer for his many years of service and leadership. The plaque reads, "The Desert Bighorn Council honor plaque is presented to Clay E. Brewer for 2 decades of dedicated service as a member of the Council's technical staff and for effective and enthusiastic leadership as Tech Staff Chair from 2015 to 2021. Presented at the 56th meeting of the Desert Bighorn Council, April 2021. Congratulations, Clay, and if you'd like to say a few words, I'm sure the technicians can figure out how to make that happen. Thank you, everyone, for being present for the awards presentations.
Wow, Vern, certainly wasn't expecting this. To be recognized along with Pat and Amy is an honor in itself. I'd like to thank the awards committee and those who nominated me for this award. I also want to thank Dr. Kathy Longshore, Aaron Butler, Amber Munig, and the other tech staff members I had the opportunity to serve with through the years. Desert Bighorn Council has been an important part of my professional career for almost 3 decades. I can remember the first presentation I gave at a DBC meeting, looking out in the crowd and seeing Vern Black and John Wayhausen and Dick Weaver and Paul Krausman and others. It was just a terrifying experience. But you know, I became lifelong friends with those guys. And I also met professional mentors who helped me throughout my career. And for that, I'm truly grateful. The council has a tremendous heritage, and it's an honor to have served. I urge you younger professionals to consider a higher calling by serving as tech staff officer or serving on tech staff or officers. This organization needs you, and you'll be glad you did. Thank you.